You know, we've been doing a series on preparing for a winter freeze. And in that series, it's amazing the questions that we've had, the comments that we've had. I recommend you watch that series. I'll put a link down in the description. But hopefully this video will cover a lot of the questions you have and maybe answer some things you didn't even know you needed to have. And what we're going to do here is we're going to start off on the inside of the house, because that seems to be where a lot of the questions were, so I thought I'd put that up front. The first thing you want to do is fill up your bathtub. This sounds weird, but it's not, because that way you have a whole bathtub full of water in case you need to flush your toilets or, wash or anything, where that non-drinking wise, you have that bathtub. And also don't forget to bring a bucket. Find a bucket and make sure you have that there.
Keep it in your house.
Yep. And then the other thing that you do is while you're in the bathroom, you also want to be ready for, in case you can't use your toilet. So the nice thing about having the bathtub is if you lose water, you can still flush. Just, flush sparingly, just don't do it every time. But if you don't, then make sure you got your wag bags, and you got your little, your porta potty or whatever you need.
Your bucket with your seat on it.
Yeah.
Looks like
and then we did a video on that,
yeah.
and I'll put a link down in the description on that one too, so you can watch how to use a wag bag. There's something that I really, push on this channel. I think they're very important. And then once you go out of the bathroom, and even in the bathroom, if you have these windows, one thing we do, and this you could probably do in the fall just to get ready. That's what we do in our house. And that's put plastic on the windows. And Belinda does that.
Yeah, I do that before it gets really super cold, usually before Thanksgiving. I already have a couple windows done. But what you do is you buy those kits. Lowe's has them, Home Depot, Walmart even has them. And they come with the plastic and the double-sided Scotch tape. And you just wipe around your windows with alcohol. Make sure you get them nice and clean. Put a strip of tape. Measure your plastic, put your layer of plastic on there, cut it to fit, get it as tight as you can, seal it up. And the trick of it is to get your blow dryer and blow dry your plastic. It's like shrink wrap. You just blow dry it and make it really, really tight so it all shrinks to size, and that will keep the cold air out of your home. I do it. We have, what do we have? Like
we have 13 windows downstairs.
Just downstairs. So
yeah, we live in a fishbowl.
Yeah. So I do them on all the windows, except for the door. Well, actually, on the doors, I do them too. Yeah. Because my door is glass pane.
Yeah, and we have single pane. We have an old house, so we have single pane windows. So, and it's surprising how much that helps.
It really helps.
Yeah, it really helps.
And I just do it on the inside. I don't do it on the outside. But some people do both.
Yeah.
It just depends.
But it's amazing. And look, you can see right through it. It's really nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the next thing you want to do is, watch that video we made of how to turn a room into a warm room. And for that, you'll need to, locate your blankets, locate all the pins and nails or whatever you're going to use to hang it, your hammers. Also, while you're doing this, grab all the jackets you have and put them in one location. That way they're all ready. Get your sleeping bags, ready. And if you don't have any sleeping bags, you may think about purchasing some.
Or use all your comforters, blankets, because those all come out in wintertime anyways.
Exactly.
Just get them out and have them ready.
Yeah. And if you do get sleeping bags, make sure, I recommend getting 20-degree sleeping bags or below, because it's not comfort rating, it's survival rating. So if it does happen to get down close to 20, you're going to hate life. But you will live through it. That's why I like 20. I use that, pretty much year-round backpacking, and that's why I recommend that. So make sure you locate all those. Also, find all your flashlights. Yeah. And make sure you have batteries for them. Or if they don't take batteries, make sure they're all charged. And I recommend just making a list of all this and just going through it, And that list you can change every year. Just keep it on hand. You always have it. But make sure you have the batteries. And also, while you're doing all this charging, make sure you have, your phones all charged. So they're peaked out.
Make sure your portable chargers are charged.
Make sure your portable charge is a good one. Yes, you definitely want that. And if you even have I have a watch that has to be charged, get that charged. Everything that you have that can be charged, be charging that.
Constantly.
Constantly.
Because you never know when a power might go out or a storm might hit your town.
Yeah.
Even though you get notifications through the news, but you never know how severe they are.
Yeah, you should be ready at all times.
Just be ready.
But if you see it like they're saying on the news, there's going to be a storm coming, man, get this stuff taken care of.
Make sure all your equipment is charged first.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then also, haven't spoken to your neighbors. So go around and talk to your neighbors that are friends with, or try to make friends now instead of waiting. Just let them know that you're
alone, or you're here with your kids or whatever, and just in case the storm hits,
Yeah, and it's up to your discretion on who to talk to. Yeah. There, some people you don't want to tell that to, but
yeah, that's true.
Now we'll move outside, and one thing that happens is your pipes may freeze, or it may just start to get cold that you're concerned. So the first thing you want to do is go outside, and if you don't know where it is, locate your water shutoff for your house, and make sure that you know how to use it and where it's at. Because what may happen is you may also, if it gets really cold, you may want to drain your lines. And in order to drain your lines, what you do is you go outside, you turn off your outside, and this is not the main water that they always have. There should be one closer to your house. And I guess even apartments have them. So if you have an apartment, check with your manager and find out where that is. Some apartments have their own shutoff, which is really nice. But then go out, and what you do to drain it is you turn it off, go into the house, turn both the hot and the cold water on, and let them run until there's nothing but air coming out. That means your pipes are dry, and you don't have to worry about them freezing. That's one less thing to worry about. And as we mentioned before, you should also, you have the water for your toilets, and you should also have water. I should have mentioned that before, but have water for drinking and that. So have that all ready. But it's really important to have that, have that done. And then also with your faucets, once it starts to get cold, leave a couple of them just dripping. Just slowly drip. It doesn't have to be crazy. Yeah. I mean, I grew up in northwest Montana where it got crazy cold, and it was surprising what that little drip does. But if you turn it off, you can freeze. And also, if you have a well, and this is something you probably should think about doing in the fall anyway, but wrap heat tape around the pipes in the well and have that all wrapped up and ready to go. Another thing is that we have a well, and you may even be able to do that on a valve, is get a heat lamp, take that heat lamp, and then hook it to a temperature. They sell these little plugs that you plug in, and then they're set so your light will go on before it freezes. That way your heat lamp will go on automatically. So find that, and if I can find those, I'll try to put those. I'll put some of the stuff I can find. I'll try to throw them in the description. Kind of hard to explain.
Yeah, it's a timer basically for your heat lamp.
Well, it's not really a timer.
No.
It's a sensor.
It's a sensor
is the word. Yeah,
that's it.
Sensor. I knew I was there somewhere. I'm trying to figure it out. So you want these sensors, and then they'll automatically turn on your heat lamp, because you don't want your heat lamp on all the time. You'll end up with a crazy power bill.
Yeah.
Yep. And then also, if you have hose bibs, buy those little plastic covers, with a little thing, and it's, put that over your hose bib, and then push it up, and make sure you tighten it as much as you can. So like ours is kind of wicky-wacky. It's not shaped like most, so it kind of goes on crooked, but it still seems to work. But just making sure you have that on. The next thing is, if you have a generator, make sure you check that you have fuel in your generator, because there's nothing worse than being out there in the cold, having to run to the garage or whatever, get more fuel and fuel up before you necessarily have to. So make sure that's topped off. Also, make sure you have extra propane. And also, while you're in the garage getting your propane, if that's where you have your Mr. Buddy heaters or any other heaters, make sure you grab those and bring those in the house. Make sure you have the propane for that. And also extra fuel or gas and propane in case, especially if you have a generator with gas, you want to have extra gas. And if you have a propane generator, make sure that generator is connected to the propane bottle. The propane bottle is full, and you have a couple backup, large jugs of propane. And also gasoline, cans of gasoline.
That's something you should do before winter, like towards the end of summer. Go through your inventory, check what you have, and make sure everything's topped off.
Yep, and that's one thing that we do. Yeah. Is we always keep ours topped off. Where we live, we have power failures
all the time.
All the time. I mean, this is like the perfect house for a prepper, because we're always having to do something, because it doesn't matter, man. if a butterfly, you know, moves his wing and, you know, across the country, all of a sudden our power goes out. So, you know, it's crazy. So we're always ready. And one thing that we do is, another thing that I like to mention, and this isn't always just for the cold weather, this is for all time, but also for cold. Look at your gas gauge in your car and imagine that the half tank is actually your empty. Never let your fuel go below half tank. That's your empty. Always keep it full. So right now, you know, if you as soon as you hear there's going to be a freeze, make sure you go out and you fill that vehicle, because you may not be able to get out and get fuel again. Yeah. That way you know, because you may have to you may not need to take your vehicle out and go for a little drive and, you know, and somewhere and get something, but you may have to at some point. If things get bad, you may have to run it outside, not in your garage, outside, and use it as a charger. And make sure while you're there, also make sure you have cables and connectors so you can run everything in your car. So you can go in your car and charge your phones, your lights, or whatever you need by just running your vehicle. Because your vehicle can be a gigantic battery charger. You know. Yeah. So that's something, you know, people don't think about.
They don't realize.
No, they don't realize. And at this point, I'd like to mention that, you know, if you're ever interested, we are doing consulting now. So we'll put a link down in the description for that. You can check it out. And we actually
can chat.
Yep, we can chat. We'll help you with anything along the prepping. So now we're moving on to Belinda's fact for the day. So what do you have? It's a pretty good
one. I have one for you. The fact of the day. Studies show pipes start freezing at around 20 degrees Fahrenheit indoors if they're uninsulated or near outside walls. People assume it has to be below zero, but it doesn't. So you need to be aware of your temperatures.
Isn't that interesting? Because, like she said, most people assume at freezing is when things go
they
bad.
think you're fine. If it's not freezing, your pipes are fine, but that's not the case.
Nope, not the case. So pay attention to that.
Yes.
And for all you people that are watching, make sure you add a comment. This is something, and let us know if you forgot something. I've been trying to pull some of this stuff out for what we do, and also from the comments, and you know, that we've been getting, trying to build this little video together for y'all. But you know, give us some comments if you have any more suggestions. I love those. I really do. I answer everything I can. So give us some suggestions. Anything you have, anything that we missed, we'd love to hear it.
Anything that concerns you?
Yep, anything that concerns you. Maybe we can help. Yep, maybe we can help.
Yep.
My name is Wayne.
I'm Belinda.
And we're Normal Prepping.
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for watching.